the second Fantastic Beasts movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald, dropped back in 2018 and fans were left desperate for more. The newest addition to the franchise, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, will be released at the start of next month, April 8th, and fans have a ton of questions they need answering when the movie drops. Today, we're discussing the biggest questions and theories fans want answered from Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. First up, who exactly is Credence Barebone? Let's discuss. Throughout the second movie, we see the character played by Ezra Miller wrestle with the truth as to who exactly he is, and at the end of the movie, Grindelwald reveals to Fantastic Beasts fans that Credence is actually Albus's brother, Aurelius Dumbledore. The secret was supposed to prepare fans for the upcoming movie, but instead had fans bemused as more eagle-eyed viewers questioned whether Percival could have even fathered Aurelius in the first place before he was sent to Azkaban. We know that Credence was born somewhere around 1900, but Percival died in 1890, so the timeline definitely doesn't fit. We guess it's possible that Aurelius could be a half-brother, but what that revelation tells us is that there's plenty more to be revealed surrounding the origins of the family Dumbledore. Another theory suggests that Obscurus inside of Credence is somehow linked to Ariana, who died when she was 14 after being traumatized by a horrific attack, and Credence is not actually Dumbledore's brother at all, but the Obscurus has found a way to live on. What do you guys make of this? Give us your theories below. And what about this skewed timeline? What is going on here? We need the third film to not only clear up questions of who Credence's parents actually are, but also the appearance of Professor McGonagall in the Hogwarts flashbacks. They seem to take place at least 10 years before the birth of Minerva McGonagall from the Harry Potter franchise, so how exactly is she already teaching? Come on guys, something doesn't add up here. Is there some sort of time juggling going on? After all, we are in the wizarding world, so there must be an answer of some sort. It's also possible that there are two Minervas, we suppose. A relative of the same name could technically be a possibility, but we doubt that. How would you explain this one? Give us your thoughts below. Next, is Letta Lestrange actually dead or not? Stay tuned to hear our thoughts. Lestrange, who's played by the superb Zoe Kravitz, had only just come into our lives when she was cruelly taken away. But is there a chance she's still alive? We know she was friends with Newt from their early days at Hogwarts, and she's also engaged to his brother Theseus in the present day. Due to the fact that there are a few other Lestranges who pop up here and there throughout the coming years, we would question whether she's actually gone for good. When we look at the Harry Potter canon in general, her death doesn't seem to add up. If Credence is actually a Dumbledore, as Grindelwald suggests, then he cannot be the last living Lestrange, right? Letta's brother also died at sea, so if she's actually dead, then this would surely mark the end of the Lestrange name, which would question how the other Lestranges pop up later. Helena Bonham Carter's character of Bellatrix Lestrange becomes the Death Eater in the Harry Potter movies, and she was married to Rodolphus, who himself was a Lestrange, so something doesn't fit here. We hope it means Kravitz's character will be back for more in the third installment of Fantastic Beasts. And what about Queenie? Did she really go full dark side? Stick around. Fans have wrestled with the idea for the last 4 years that one of their favorite characters, Queenie, is actually now a member of Grindelwald's inner circle, and some just flat out refuse to believe that this is actually what's happened. We like the idea much more that she's been placed here strategically to spy on Grindelwald from within. Her reasoning appears to have been noble. She wants the freedom to love a muggle, but without exploring her character a little more, we can't know for sure whether or not this is the actual reason she's gone to the dark side after her apparent willingness to use the love potion on Jacob early in the second movie. We can't believe the creative team behind Fantastic Beasts would send one of the purest characters over to the dark side so willingly. There must be something more to it. Is this just wishful thinking, or do you agree with our thoughts? Let us know below. Next up, we need to know more about Dumbledore's blood oath with Grindelwald. As fans of the hit franchise will be more than aware of, Grindelwald was the biggest villain in the wizarding world before the appearance of Voldemort. But before this dastardly ways, Grindelwald and Dumbledore were friends who planned all sorts of things together, not least a revolution. However, the two eventually split off to do their own thing, but not before creating an unbreakable oath. They each deposited a drop of their own blood in the precious stone and vowed never to fight each other. And it is this which Dumbledore Dumbledore will have to get past in the upcoming movie to defeat his old friend. We know that Dumbledore eventually defeats Grindelwald in an epic duel, but how will he get around the oath, and what role will the stone containing the pair's blood play in the third installment? We also know that Dumbledore harbored feelings of more than just friendship toward Grindelwald, so we also need this explanation in the upcoming movie. How does he get past his feelings toward Grindelwald to finally finish him? Give us your theories on this below. What about Grindelwald's claims that he could have stopped World War II then? As we know, the events of Fantastic Beasts takes place in the build-up to the Second World War, when Hitler was building his army. But did Depp's character really claim he could have stopped the war? We see Grindelwald throw his hat into the ring to rule the wizarding world by showing his fellow wizards visions of things to come. A world decimated by war, and we know the movie plans to incorporate 1945 into the story. But will it address the war directly, and how much of the actual historical events will the third installment make reference to? We don't exactly know. What do you think? Jacob questions Grindelwald's visions when he's asked, another war? But is Depp's character actually suggesting he has the powers to stop it? It will be interesting to see how this one plays out, and what if, in fact, he does harbor the immense power required to stop the war, and if this will be something that is actually explored further in the new movie. What do you guys make of this one? And what do you think Grindelwald was suggesting when he showed the other wizards the visions of a world ravaged by war? Next up, we want to know more about Nagini in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts movie. Of course, Claudia Kim's casting as Nagini came accusations of racism. People cannot just appreciate that Asian actors being cast in huge movies is a positive win. They have to find something to complain about, and obviously the fact that Nagini is a relatively subservient character was enough for some people to be appalled. We know the mind boggles. Nagini, who is a maledictus who eventually finds herself in Voldemort's inner circle, is a character fans are desperate to know more about. We meet the character in the second movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald, when she's performing at the same circus as Credence, but we barely get to hear anything else about her. Eventually, we know Nagini will become a full-time serpent, but in the meantime, she joins Credence on his search for his real identity. But fans are demanding that in the third movie, we learn more about her backstory. The question that the creative guys behind the story are not giving her more time under the microscope because of the actor's ethnic background borders on absurd. But hey, it's 2022. People have to be outraged at something, right? We would like to hear more of Nagini's story and how she got to where she is in the upcoming Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. What do you make of Nagini? Would you like to know more about her? A final word on the upcoming movie then. It is no secret that Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald faced criticism from some commentators who claimed that the movie was a confusing mess. It could even be said that you might need a spell to figure out what on earth is going on. If we were to offer a word of advice to the upcoming production, we would urge them to focus on simplicity over everything else. It's all well and good having a fluid story, but when there is too much going on, like the second installment, it's easy to lose track of what's happening, which will ultimately mean people lose interest, which is a common complaint of the sequel to The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. What would you like to see addressed in the new movie? Let us know below. As always, thanks for stopping by, and remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Adios, amigos.